Now, years of constant attacks on agrarian communities and commuters plying the highway connecting Dansadau to Gusau, the capital of Zamfara state, by bandits, prompted residents to devise an unusual solution. Now, residents of Dansadau in Maru local government area of the state are celebrating 2 months of peace after a truce in November 2021 between the farming communities, cattle herders and armed bandits in the area. Now, one of the bandits leaders in the area, Ali Kachala, is said to have initiated a dialogue which the communities accepted due to the vulnerability of the area to attacks. Adekunle, so because I could not find a solution, I have to find a way to do things myself, because it's like we have been crying and the government did not come to our aid. So let us see how we can sit down together and live in peace. That's exactly what's happened in Zamfara, wouldn't you think?
Maybe, but when you look at many of the communities there, things are not really good. You know, you see some of these criminals writing letter, bring so amount, we are coming so day. If you don't, they have to. Then, you know, rural communities, farming communities, you know, all those things. So this one, terrorists, because you can call bandits as terrorists now, thanks to the federal government. At last, Abby. So
it is a full use.
We can happily call bandits as terrorists. You know, they've dealt with the community a lot. I know the place very well because I've been in that Maru very well many times. You know, it's like it's part of the state, but when you look at the geography of the state, it's like a place that is alone. So it's easy
to be
for criminals to prey on, you know, the community, and that has happened time and time. And despite efforts of the state government, you know, things are not working. But this peace deal was not initiated by the community. It was initiated by one of the gang leaders, Kashara, and his, you know, and they realized that they also needed farming, you know, farming products from this community and other. So they just agreed, and they alerted the state government. Since the state government had done it, so it's best that the best is not working. Then the state government said, go ahead, and 2 months from November till now, they have peace. And that, to that community, is worth celebrating.
It is.
That is what our country has become. It's so sad.
But how did we get to this point? Let me start with you that.
Bad governance. Bad governance. We've discussed terrorism here. We discussed insurgency here. We have the military that can handle Boko Haram within 6 months. But the political authorities, the elite, they will need to search their soul. What do they want? So the moment we get our acts together, I can see it anywhere. The Nigerian military can handle Boko Haram 6 months. But there will be a lot of other things that will have to happen. When you are impoverishing the populace, when you are doing policies that are making people to become hungry, to become homeless, to become jobless, to become, you know, penniless, to become, you understand me? You are pushing society to this kind of things. So we need to bring in a lot of things to be able to de-escalate the tension. There is tension in Nigeria. There is hunger, there is poverty, there is anger all over the country.
Right. Paul, what do you have to say about this final thought?
Well, they say when the desirable is not available, the available becomes the desirable. The security agencies, state governments, federal governments have not been able to bring peace to that place. So when the bandit leader initiated the deal because they themselves have become frustrated. The communities stopped supplying them food. Because the community stopped supplying them food, they decided to be waylaying the residents on the highway when they are traveling to, especially when they are traveling to Gusau, because Gusau is actually closer to them than their local government headquarters at Maru. So, and then the man got tired, and then they are celebrating. But I would say, I hope that they can keep the peace, because it seems to me there's a fragile peace, because in December something happened despite the peace. Residents of the community, they saw a cattle herder on a motorcycle and they dealt with him. And then, you know, maybe overzealous residents of the community who probably were not pleased with the peace deal or something. And then there was a reprisal. So I hope they can. It's a laudable one. They deserve to celebrate, because if we're in their shoe, you've been living in fear for the past 2 months. You know, they had to travel. They were traveling with escorts. They actually make provision for their own security. People in the community were traveling with escort, but now it's no longer there. Now some of their people that were kidnapped in Dansadau were released by the bandits unconditionally. You know, it's fine. So I hope they can keep the peace. And I hope nobody will do something to provoke the bandits to start what they know how to do best.
We just hope that we do not get to celebrate things like this when we know we have a government that should do the needful to protect the citizens of the state. Well, that's where we leave it for today's edition of Journalist Hangout. And let me also say happy birthday to you once again. I know you'll be wondering, who am I singing your birthday like this? Well, you know, it's always good to celebrate one of our own. To wish you well, in good health and sound wisdom.
Amen.
And may the Lord continue to flourish you in everywhere you go.
Amen.
I've sounded like a pastor now. All right, it's like the backroom staff are asking for their cake. So when you get out of here, don't forget to provide one for them.